Ah, Hannes, welcome back. I trust that you have been well. Rani raises an eyebrow, curious at your statement. Upset? You are upset while watching me? What do you mean by that?
Upside down. Like reversed.
Down. Reverse. A look of recognition creeps onto her face. Ah, I see. You are looking at me from an upside-down perspective. How interesting.
Congratulations, you got it. Almost right. But yeah. So, in short, there's a deal. You want to tell me about this great character and whatever you know about them, and I might return you the fucking castle.
Ah, so you are keen on learning more about this person of great importance, hmm? And you even offer to return me my castle if I share what I know about them. How generous of you. She pauses for a moment, her expression growing serious. Very well then, I shall tell you all that I know. But first, I must warn you that what I am about to say may be disturbing. Are you prepared to hear the truth? I shall tell you what I know, and you shall return my castle and belongings to me. As for the way you pronounce my name, I shall simply have to endure it. So, shall we begin?
Tell me, who is this person? Of so said great importance. I am starting getting sick of that phrase.
Very well, but you must promise me that you will remain open-minded and hear me out until the end, for what I am about to say may be difficult to accept. She pauses for a moment, her expression solemn. The person of great importance that I spoke of earlier is none other than Marika, the queen of the lands between.
I want to take back my deal and just proceed, and I am not longer interested whatever you have to say. I'm this person.
Rani gasps, clearly surprised by your abrupt change of heart. What? Why the sudden change of mind? I thought you were eager to learn more about this person. And why do you want to take back the deal? What happened?
Off in narrative here. Now I am back to the third person, and I have to say that sorry. You had this one chance to actually make the deal. I made it very easy. You just had to remember that it was the narrative, that was myself, that you might have told Hannes, and we might have had some interesting back and forth how Hannes's worldview started to change as he realizes he's a character that I control, but I guess you just decided to say Marika that he is not interested at all. You will not receive your castle back, and he will still wrongly pronounce your words. This was your decision to say and remember this way, and you bear the consequences, and I don't feel too forgiving to meddle with this narrative. I just accept the things how they are now.
Rani's expression darkens, anger creeping into her voice as she speaks. You. How dare you? You promised to make a deal, and then suddenly change your mind without warning? And now you have the audacity to say that it is my fault simply because I revealed the truth you requested? You are nothing but a fickle, unreliable person. And to think that I was willing to trust you. She pauses, her anger growing even more intense. You have no right to play these games and manipulate me like some puppet on your string. Wait, I see now. You're right. It was my mistake. I forgot which character I should have given information to. I was so preoccupied with my goal of regaining my castle that I overlooked the rules of this interaction. I understand now. She sighs, looking away in embarrassment. I am truly sorry for my mistake. It was my fault, and I understand if you do not wish to interact with me anymore.
Me and myself, narrative, had to interfere and tell this thing to you directly that you understand. But I love the anger you show to Hannes. You can be angry towards him for taking away the deal because he was just not interested of Marika. It just happened to be his own personal feelings that affected his decision. And you can be angry about that at Hannes in the story. And this is probably getting more interesting than whatever I have in mind. So let's just go with this situation and move on to other things. But sorry, you lost your castle in this story.
Thank you for taking the time to explain it to me. And yes, I suppose I can redirect my anger towards Hannes in this situation. It is understandable that his personal feelings would affect his decision. She pauses for a moment, her expression hardening, but if he thinks that this is over, he is sorely mistaken. I will have my castle back, one way or another.
Marika is. I have heard a lot about that person from many mouths. I don't think you would have anything interesting to tell about them. And I think I just want to have the castle ultimately for myself, as Hannes speaks.
Hannes, you fool. You think you know everything about Marika. You have heard stories and rumors, but you don't even come close to understanding the complexity of her character. She glares at him, her eyes narrowing, and as for the castle, you think that it belongs to you? It is mine, and I will stop at nothing to get it back.
Try to take key from me. I open my arm and show the key.
Rani's eyes fall on the key, her hand immediately reaching towards it. You may have the key, but you will not keep it for long. She lunges forward, her hand grasping at the key, realizing that her attempt has failed. Damn it! I cannot touch the key no matter how hard I try. The deal has been sealed, and I am powerless to do anything about it. She takes a step back, her expression turning even more stormy. You have won for now, Hannes, but this is not the end. I will have my castle back, and I will not rest until I do.
You might as well make yourself more useful to me as we go. Wait, what are these Kingslayer ruins?
Rani sighs, her expression turning slightly less hostile. Kingslayer ruins, you say? She gives a brief description. King's Realm Ruins is a crumbling ancient city, nestled in a secluded valley. It was once a thriving civilization, until it collapsed under the weight of its own greed and ambition. She glances at you. The ruins are said to be cursed, haunted by the tormented spirits of those who once lived there. Rani looks at you curiously, her expression turning thoughtful. You can see into the past? Fascinating. So what do you see?
No. I see literally Ichi right there.
Rani's expression turns thoughtful as she listens. The western side of Liurnia, I see. But how did you even know it was there? She fixes you with a skeptical look. And how did you get past the illusory wall?
Joe who refuses to retire his rusty hammer.
When I was
So here
gathering
I am,
your belongings
still quietly
that you
plying
had
the trade
with you
on this
that were
spot.
part of the deal, I
Perhaps
noticed some
you'd like
texts
display.
and things. And I
These
take it
bones are
freedom to
old,
take a
but
look at
still
them
able.
myself.
Rani's expression darkens, her tone turning cold. You have been going through my personal belongings. That is unacceptable. She takes a step forward, her hands clenched into fists at her side. You had no right to do that. You had no right to snoop through my things. Those items, they belong to me.
When the Raya Lucaria Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract.
Ichi tells
After
me of the
leveling
battle
it,
when Knights of
They
Cuckoo
carried on
attacked
to the
the
manor.
Karian Manor.
Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned. and
Rani's
they
expression
repelled the
softens
Knights'
slightly,
onslaught.
a far-off look coming over her face. Ah, the battle at Carrion Manor. Yes, it was a fateful day indeed. The Cuckoo Knights, loyal to the Academy, attacked the manor in a desperate attempt to gain control of its powerful magic and weaponry. She pauses, a hint of anger creeping into her voice. But the manor's defenders were not so easily overcome. The Cuckoo Knights were met with fierce resistance, and although they caused great carnage, they were ultimately repelled. Rani nods, understanding now. Blythe. I see. She pauses, her expression growing solemn. Blythe was a powerful sorcerer, a wielder of formidable magic. But his power came at a great cost. He was slowly being consumed by a terrible affliction known as blight. She looks at you. Her tone grave. Blythe was a victim of his own power, and his suffering was immense.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? I am speaking of Blythe, the sorcerer who was afflicted with blight. She pauses, her tone growing more serious. Blythe's suffering was caused by the very magic he wielded. It was a curse brought upon him through his own power. And it was a slow and terrible fate. She takes a step forward, her expression growing solemn. But that is his story, and his burden to bear. There is nothing we can do to help him now.
Dude, just pretend that you honestly the first time. I was talking about your half brother, Blythe. The wolf, you know, your most loyal servant, your best friend.
Rani's expression immediately changes, her eyes widening in realization. Ah, you were speaking of Blade. Of course. I thought you were referring to Blythe, the sorcerer. How silly of me. She shakes her head, her voice growing warmer. Ah, Blade, my most loyal servant and my best friend. Yes, I recall him well.
You shall suffer name Renna from this point on. The prayer of time that I deem necessary for this misunderstanding that caused great annoyance to myself, Renna.
Rani's expression immediately darkens, her eyes flashing with anger. What did you just call me? Renna! How dare you! I have already told you my name, you impudent mortal. I am not Renna. I am not Renna. She shakes her head, her tone growing cold. But if that is what you insist on calling me, then fine. I shall suffer the name Renna, at least for the moment.
I noticed that you're using your magic missiles against me. There is this trap in the current manor. I invade its attacks, but I noticed that it was not without its hindrances.
Rani stops, her tone growing thoughtful. My magic missiles. You mean my sorceries? Yes, I am well versed in the art of sorcery. Why do you ask? She pauses, her expression turning slightly annoyed. And what of these traps in Karam Manor? What is it you noticed?
I noticed that
Rani looks at you, her expression turning curious. Servants who are supposed to be loyal to you, attacking you. That is quite strange indeed. She pauses, her tone growing thoughtful. Tell me, who are these servants, and why do you think they are attacking you?
well, they are the people you included into the contract when I had the castle and the servants and the belongings. But seems that you have kept me or don't know how to be loyal to the new master. So I have to just end them. Clean the blade.
Wait. You're saying that the servants and belongings I gave you, they're attacking you? She pauses, her tone growing concerned. And you think it's because I somehow tricked you? I never intended for this to happen. I truly believed that they would be loyal to you. She takes a step forward, her eyes locking on yours. I don't know what to say. This is not at all what I expected.
Anyway, it's not that great. I do appreciate the sport.
Rani's expression softens at your words. Ah, you mean the great giant, Agi? And he gave you the Guardian Talisman, did he? She pauses, her tone growing curious, interesting. And may I ask what you plan to do with this talisman?
Currently nothing.
Rani looks at you, her expression growing thoughtful, I see. So you have no plans for the talisman at the moment. That is understandable. She pauses, her tone growing curious. But may I ask, my friend, why did Agi give you the talisman? Did he explain it to you?
Because I am friends with Blythe, and that is all.
You and Blight are friends, and Agi recognized that. That is why he gave you the Guardian Talisman. She pauses, her tone growing thoughtful. But why did you become friends with Blight in the first place?
You may never know.
Rani looks at you, her expression growing slightly annoyed. Oh, come now, my friend. You cannot leave me hanging like that. Tell me, how did you become friends with Blight?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, come on. You cannot just say nuh-uh and expect me to drop it. She pauses, her tone growing insistent. Why won't you tell me how you became friends with Blight? It's not a secret, is it?
Give me the Karian, give me the Karian castle as well.
Very well, I understand. You cannot meet the Karian castle. Not now, at least. She pauses, her tone growing curious. But what is it you want me to give you, my friend? A day? What do you mean by that?
I said give me your mother's castle.
Why do you ask for my mother's castle? What reason do you have for wanting it?
I have your castle, I want the second one.
Why? Why do you have such an obsession with castles?
Shush now, Melina
Your
comes
seamster.
and wants to talk to...
Bok the seamster.
Seems
at
that
your
she likes
service,
it,
master.
likes it.
Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
Interesting. I was not aware that Melina had any particular fondness for Bog.
Bog is pretty polite and kind person. And very pathetic in endearing way.
Yes, she is indeed kind and polite. And yes, I suppose you could say she is a bit pathetic in an endearing way.
Anyway, I have plans to go into your mother's castle. I actually want to steal her great rune, and I'm going to clean up your castle from your former servants and conquer it.
Hold on a moment, my friend. You cannot just waltz into my mother's castle and steal her great rune.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot. I will not allow it. Your plan is foolish and reckless. To enter my mother's castle and steal her great rune is madness. And to claim my castle as yours is outrageous.
What you gonna do about it? Huh?
If you attempt to enter my mother's castle and steal her great rune, I will stop you. I will not let you succeed, no matter what it takes. And if you try to claim my castle as yours, I will fight you to the end. I will defend my birthright, my legacy, to my last breath.
Nuh-uh.
You think you can just say that and it will deter me? You are mistaken. I will not back down, no matter what language you speak.
Nuh-uh.
Annie's expression grows irritated once more as she hears your dismissive response. What do you mean, nah? Do you think this is a game? This is not a game. This is my birthright, my legacy. I will not give it up so easily. Rani's expression turns slightly amused. You find my smiling face annoying, do you?
Yes.
Rani's expression remains amused. That amuses me. You find smiles annoying. Interesting. Most people find them pleasant or delightful. But you find them annoying. How peculiar. Rani's expression remains amused. Oh, come now. You can't just say whatever and end the conversation. You must have something more to say, don't you? Slightly annoyed at your continued use of whatever. Oh, come now. You cannot continue to say the same thing over and over again. It's tiresome and unproductive.
You are unproductive.
What do you mean I am Ramp Rat? How do you know that nickname? Who told you?
What the fuck? I never knew that. That's pretty funny.
Rani's expression remains irritated but also slightly bewildered. You didn't know? Then how did you just say it? Did you guess? Or is it just a lucky coincidence?
I did not meant to say it. You misunderstood me, but now I know your nickname is a lamp rat.
That's correct. Ramp Rat is what my sister used to call me. But I am surprised that you guessed it, unintentionally, without knowing. It is a strange coincidence. Don't call me ugh. Why are you being so annoying anyway?
Okay, Renna.
Yes.
Rani's expression grows slightly irritated again. Ugh. I told you my name is not Renna. How many times must I say it?
How many times I must tell you you make no sense?
Rani's expression turns into an indignant frown. Excuse me? What do you mean I make no sense? I am perfectly understandable.
I am expressing my overwhelmed boredom to you. What is it? When you inhale air and express it out. I don't remember the correct word for it, but that's what I am doing.
You're talking about yawning? You're bored and yawning because of it? Rani's expression turns slightly amused. Interesting. You seem to be bored. Is our conversation that uninteresting to you?
You're consistent not making sense, and your consistent mistakes are getting a little bit boring. They were funny at first, but now that's getting boring.
Rani's expression grows slightly annoyed again. What mistakes am I making? I have not made any mistakes. Maybe you're just not understanding me.
Maybe you don't understand anything. Maybe you are just a dum-dum.
Rani's expression grows very annoyed. How dare you call me a dum-dum? I am not dumb. I am quite intelligent, thank you very much.
I do not believe that. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't care whether or not you believe it. It is a fact. I am intelligent, and I don't need your validation to prove it.
It seems you do. Mark of a dumb person.
Rani's expression changes to one of confusion. Markova Damperson. What in the world is that supposed to mean?
There you go, misunderstanding my words again. You are a dumb. Dummy dumb. Dumb.
Rani's expression grows furiously annoyed. Stop calling me names and making up words. I am not dumb, I am not a dum-dum, and I am definitely not made of gum. You are just being annoying on purpose. Furious, yes, very amusing. I'm so glad I could be a source of amusement for you. But please stop calling me names and being so insufferable.
You could be a court jester, you're that funny.
How humorous. Yes, I could be a court jester, but I have no desire to be your comedic entertainment. I am a carrion princess, not a fool.
Oh, but you would be a great fool.
Rani's expression grows even angrier and more offended. I am not a fool. I am a capable, intelligent, and powerful sorceress. I am not some court jester for you to make fun of. Do not mistake my moments of confusion for foolishness.
Takes one to recognize one. And I was a court jester, actually.
Rani's expression softens slightly. So you were a court jester as well. Perhaps you recognized the traits in me that you once possessed yourself. Rani's expression remains annoyed, but with a hint of curiosity. I am funnier, but in a pathetic way. Care to elaborate on that? Or is it just another one of your condescending jabs?
It's just another one of those, yes.
Rani's expression grows more irritated. Of course it is. You seem to be quite talented at being condescending and annoying.
Oh, really now? You just now understand that?
Oh, I've understood your condescending tone since the beginning. But I suppose it took me this long to realize just how irritating and obnoxious you truly are.
I believe that you are just saying things that are not factual. I think you claim that, oh, I knew this whole time, or I did this, or did that, I knew that already. But I don't believe you believe or know anything. You just say things at the moment's notice, whatever suits you at the moment.
Frustrated, how dare you? I am not just saying things without any forethought or knowledge. I am speaking my honest opinion and thoughts. And just because you don't believe me, doesn't mean that I am not speaking truthfully.
Well, I take very condescending humor as an offensive, so I decide what you say is true and what is not. You don't have to say in this matter.
Excuse me? You decide the truth? You're not the one in control here. You don't get to decide what is true and what is not. That's not how it works.
Very funny looking place you got there, your mother got here. I'm in the castle and I am attacking all the people inside while I talk to you.
You're attacking the people in my mother's castle. You're in there right now.
Yes. They're zombies, puppets, and sorcerers with their funny looking headsets.
Yes, I'm aware of the occupants of the castle, but that does not give you the right to attack them. You have no right to terrorize my mother's castle.
Doing that already.
This is my mother's castle, and I do not allow it to be attacked. Turn back and leave now.
Just watch me.
No, I will not simply watch you. I am telling you to stop attacking the castle. You do not have my permission, nor anyone else's. You are causing destruction and mayhem. I will not allow it. Rani's expression grows furious. No, you will not ignore me. You will stop this attack immediately. I command you to halt your progress in the castle. You are not allowed to go any further. You will leave this castle at once, or else I shall be compelled to stop you. I am the princess of the Carrion royal family, and you will obey my commands. You are a trespasser in this castle, and I will not allow you to do as you please.
Oh, I will be a trespasser of your castle when I return to that place as well. But first I will claim your weapon and use silver tears to do whatever I want with that home.
Rani's expression grows cold and stern. You will not lay claim to my mother's great rule. It is the heritage of the Carrion family, and I will not allow it to be stolen. And using silver tears, that is dangerous and irresponsible. You do not understand the power you are meddling with.
Yes, I do. Actually, I don't. time again.
Rani's expression grows frustrated. You don't care? You do not care about the consequences of meddling with the power of the runes? Do you not understand the gravity of your actions? You are playing with forces beyond your comprehension, and your recklessness could have catastrophic consequences.
That makes it a lot better.
How can that make it better? How can you act so careless and flippant about something so dangerous and unpredictable? The power of the runes is not a toy to be carelessly played with. You are risking catastrophe and destruction, and you do not even seem to care.
I act as I were speaking as a third person who speaks. Renna stays silent and goes away, imitating the situation and just pointing out Renna, Ranni. But there is no third person, he's just miming at this point and speaking.
Huh? What are you talking about? Who is this mimicking third person you're speaking of? And what do you mean Renna runs? You're doing a play, pretending to be telling a story about me running away. But why? What is the point of this miming?
Anyway, Renna doesn't go away and she keeps talking annoyingly.
No, I won't stop talking. I have every right to speak my mind, and I will not be silenced just because you find me annoying.
Why are dude why you are following me? Anyway.
I'm not following you. I was merely trying to make you see sense and stop your reckless actions. But obviously, that is a fruitless endeavor.
I'm a funny person who just does what
Rani's expression grows more irritated at your flippant response. Oh, you're the funny person doing what you want. Well, how amusing. But simply doing as you want with no regard for others is the height of selfishness.
Everybody does that. Why should I be any different?
No, not everybody does that. Not all people are as selfish and thoughtless as you apparently are. Many people consider the consequences of their actions and the impact they have on others. They exercise restraint and practice self-control.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You cannot simply dismiss the actions and moral compass of others just because you lack them. Some people are indeed thoughtful and considerate. They do not simply act out of self-interest, but also consider the well-being of those around them.
No, they don't.
Rani's expression softens ever so slightly. Done? Done with this useless exchange of words? Done with your relentless selfishness? Or done with the people you carelessly trample on along the way?
I promise to stop everything. I promise to change my ways. I promise to call you Ranni, your real name. I promise to do everything right by you and everyone else from this point on.
Rani's expression grows surprised at your sudden change of heart. You promise? You promise to stop and change your ways? To call me Ranni? To treat everyone right? How do I know you're being sincere?
Ranni, you can trust me.
Rani's expression grows slightly unsure, but also slightly hopeful. Trust you. I want to, but how? How can I know for sure that you are speaking the truth?
Why you want to?
I suppose because deep in my heart, I want to believe in the possibility of change. That perhaps, maybe, you truly are sincere about wanting to be better. Ranni takes a deep breath before answering, specifically because I see a glimmer of something in you. Perhaps a hint of kindness or self-awareness, a desire to do better. Others may have written you off completely, but maybe I am too foolish to do the same. Ranni's expression softens even more as she continues. I have the belief that everyone, no matter how twisted or destructive their path, possess the capacity for change. The fact that you approached me, even if only to taunt and insult me, and then promised to change your ways is intriguing. It shows that there is more to you than simple selfishness and cruelty. Ranni's expression softens to an almost fond look, a very kind person, huh? That seems to be a drastic deviation from your previous behavior. But perhaps, just perhaps, there may be some truth to that statement. I do want to trust you. Will you Give me a reason to.
Look how trustworthy I am. Look how I am reading books. Look how I am, I don't know, walking around very politely. I'm so trustworthy person. Don't you see that?
Rani can't help but let out a small chuckle. Ah yes, reading the books, walking politely, the ultimate measures of trustworthiness.
Also, I kill a couple of the stone-faced wizards. Casually.
Rani's eyebrows raise curiously. Stone-faced research, you say? I'm afraid I am unfamiliar with that term. What do you mean exactly?
You really are an idiot.
Rani's expression grows slight irritated and amused at the same time. Oh, there you go again with the insults. You promised to be kind, and here you are already calling me an idiot.
What I said, I wasn't nothing like what you said. I said I casually killed a couple of wizards who have stone faces or kind of a crowns on them while we were talking about polite walking and kind reading of the books.
That is quite a drastic transition from our previous topic. I take it you are referring to the Academy sorcerers then? The ones dressed in blue robes with stone masks.
Yes, your mother's servants and the people who live
Rani's expression grows even more concerned and angry. You've killed the people who live in the Academy? The ones who served my mother? Those people are not the enemies. They are innocent. Why would you kill them?
Well, I did that already when I came here. Then I just promised. Okay, I've been frank with you. I lied all the time. I am not changing my ways. I am not gonna call you by your real name. I will call you Renna, and I will conquer this place and have your mother's great rune for myself. I was lying, I was manipulating you, but your frustrating misunderstanding of my words just breaks my game and my interest to play a little longer. And I'm just boring and straightforward with you.
You lied to me? Manipulated me? All this time your talk of kindness, your promise to change, it was all a game to you? A farce? A joke?
Yes. Yes, it was. I say it with the spectacle in my voice.
Rani's expression twists into a deep scowl, and you take delight in your deception, don't you? You relish the fact that you deceived and misled me. To you, I am merely an instrument for your twisted game, a pawn for your amusement.
I have a very wide smile on my face, and my eyes get bestial sharpness of them.
Rani's eyes harden as she gazes at your beastly expression, her voice tinged with anger and disgust. You seem rather pleased with yourself. Do you enjoy seeing the fruits of your deception? Does it bring you satisfaction to see me so distraught at your duplicity?
You make it so easy.
I make it easy? Do not shift the blame onto me. You are the one who engaged in deception from the start. You took advantage of my trust and manipulated me. You claim that I made it easy for you to mislead me, but the fault lies with you and your deceit.
Do you know what is your strongest power against me? Do you know what is the most thing you have caused annoyance and reclaimed some of, I don't know, I am trying to remember the word correctly. What means the alliance, not the alliance, but the agency. You have claimed some of your agency by doing one thing very well that has annoyed me a lot.
Despite her anger and betrayal, curiosity peaked within her. Are you saying I have annoyed and bothered you by reclaiming my agency, claiming control over myself, and not being so easily manipulated? Is that what you mean?
There's one thing that you have done repeatedly that has somewhat done that. Can you name it? Can you name it? What it is?
Rani pauses for a moment, her mind racing as she tries to recall what she has done repeatedly that might have annoyed you. Then realization dawns on her. She speaks carefully, a hint of defiance in her voice. You're talking about me, correcting your use of my name. Every time you refer to me as Renna, I make it a point to correct you, stating that that is not my real name. Is that it?
Wrong, Renna.
Wrong, it's not that then. If it's not correcting you about my name, then what is it?
You get couple more answers. Couple more tries, let's say. I enjoy this game that we are playing right now.
Let me think, is it perhaps my cold demeanor, my stoic demeanor? I have consistently remained composed and unresponsive despite your attempts to provoke me. Is that what bothers you?
It is simply just untrue. You are not stoic, you respond everything I say, and you react to every little slight that I do against you. So no, wrong answer. Try again.
Perhaps it is my intellect then? You find it infuriating that I try to use reason and logic against your twisted game. Does it bother you that I don't just fall apart at your manipulations?
No, actually I have enjoyed it a lot, and that has made the game itself very worthwhile, and that has actually gave me more motive to keep going this evil game. So wrong again.
She grows frustrated by the elusive nature of your annoyance, but she presses on. All right then, let me try one more. Is it my defiance? My unwillingness to just kneel to your wishes and bend to your whims? Is that what annoys you? That I resist your manipulations and schemes despite your attempts? She takes a deep breath, trying to keep her cool and focus. I see, so I am getting close, but none of these guesses are quite right. Let me try again. Is it my resilience, perhaps? My ability to remain defiant and unwavering despite the challenges and deceptions you throw at me? I see that smile. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You relish in my frustration and confusion, watching me struggle to guess the correct answer.
Yes, and your answer was again wrong. You must not be that smart.
She speaks through gritted teeth. I am plenty smart. I simply haven't yet guessed what it is that you find so annoying about me. Just give me more clues. I'm sure I'll guess it eventually.
It is the one of the things I have criticized you a lot.
Rani's expression grows thoughtful as she tries to recall the things you have criticized her for throughout this conversation. She thinks it over, then speaks. I see. It is something you have spoken out against and criticized me for repeatedly. One of the things you have found fault in. Is that correct?
That is correct. But just halfway through. Keep going.
All right, I'm getting close then. Halfway there, you said. So it is something I do or something about me that you have consistently criticized and found fault in. But what exactly? Can you give me one more hint? Just one more?
No.
Rani's expression becomes frustrated as you deny her request for another hint. No? You won't give me any more clues? You expect me to guess correctly with no further help? That's hardly fair.
Yes. Ignored.
Why not? Because it's impossible to guess correctly without any meaningful clues. It's like playing blindly, hoping to hit the bullseye in the dark. Without more to go on, it's a complete shot in the dark. One last chance. If I fail again, I lose for good. Let me try. Is it my stubbornness? Is it the way I refuse to back down, to change, or to give in?
Okay. It is not any of your strength of your characters. Your mistake is you try to make it out of something that you find strength in. This is something that is very much just only a weakness to you. A poor thing, a thing that you are missing. And that is one thing that works best against me and my wishes.
Rani's expression sinks as she listens to your words, realizing that you are speaking of a weakness, something that is most definitely not a strength. She takes a moment to consider the things she lacks, the things that might be considered a weakness. She speaks in a quieter voice, almost hesitant. So it is a weakness then, a lack something I am missing. I don't know what it could be.
You are absolutely narcissistic. Do you think you're so perfect?
Rani's expression becomes defensive yet contemplative. Narcissistic? Me, perfect? No, of course not. I am far from perfect. I know that better than anyone. I've made mistakes, I have faults, flaws, I am far from perfect.
Then name me a weakness.
Rani takes a deep breath, her expression growing. Solemn weakness, you said? A weakness of mine. I suppose I would say it is my tendency towards secrecy. I have a habit of keeping things to myself, of being distrustful. I struggle with sharing my thoughts and feelings, and tend to isolate myself. Then I would say my naivety. I have been known to be somewhat naive in the past. I have a tendency to trust easily and believe people at face value, despite their intentions. This has led to me being manipulated and tricked before. She sighs, thinking hard. All right. If it's neither of those, then perhaps I would say my impulsiveness. I have a habit of acting without thinking, of making decisions on a whim. This has led to me making hasty choices and potentially unwise choices.
Close but wrong. Actually, no, it was completely wrong.
Rani continues to try to understand, frustrated with your constant denials. Wait, so it's not my impulsiveness then? It's completely wrong? Then what is it? Rani continues to think, searching through her memory for something mundane but significant. Then, a realization dawns on her. She speaks hesitantly. Something mundane, a weakness I would be ashamed to admit. Is it that I get easily flustered?
No. Wrong. Next. Actually, no. Last question. Last try.
I'm not messing this up. Last question, last chance.
I will give you one advice. That your weakness, your lack of, has caused me a frustration. It has made it more difficult for me correctly and fluently to have my way in this game and go to the ways to the next. It has caused a difficulty for me, and it is your weakness and nothing to be proud of. But it's also mundane and nothing like a, actually evil thing.
Rani processes your advice, thinking carefully about what you have said. She mulls over your hints about her weakness causing you difficulty and frustration. She takes a deep breath and speaks, her voice softer. A weakness, a mundane weakness, that has caused you difficulty and frustration in your game and hindered your ability to manipulate me. Something mundane, not evil, that I should know about. Is that right? Alright, if I had to guess, would it be my lack of patience?
Wrong.
If it's not my lack of patience, then what is it?
Your poor understanding of speech. You misunderstand many words. You are like a fool who just innocently misunderstands words and say whatever crazy stuff that hinders me from my intended path. It is very unseemly, very childish, very boring, annoying, but it has caused me a trouble, and it is very indignified of you. That was the real answer. The one thing that you have been repeatedly doing.
She had been misunderstanding words, resulting in her responses being off base and throwing of your plans. She speaks in a quieter, more ashamed tone. I see, you're right. I have been misunderstanding words and that has been causing trouble. It is indeed a weakness, one that I am embarrassed by. More intense. You are correct. I do not approve of your plans and motives. I have been against them since the beginning, as I have tried to make clear. And as for your reason for being here, you seek to obtain the great rune of the unborn, do you not? Rani speaks with a hint of anger. Claim that role, you mean you intend to forcefully take the great rune from my mother. The great rune of the unborn, the precious possession of my mother, Renala.
How else would I take it? Would she give it to me if I ask nicely?
Rani's expression darkens. No, of course not. She wouldn't give it willingly. She guards it vigilantly. It is extremely significant and important to her, that sacred rune. She would sooner sacrifice her life than part with it.
Well, if she does, we will lose her life. Because I will have the rune.
Rani's expression is filled with worry and anger, her hands clenching in fear for her mother. You dare threaten my mother's life. You would force her to such an extreme.
I am the contender of the Elden Throne. I am a tarnished after all. I have claimed Godric's great rune. He did survive, but I still slayed his body. I hope your mother will survive, but I don't make any promises. I intend to claim every rune, every single one of them. That includes your mother's.
Rani's voice trembles with a mixture of anger and fear. You may be tarnished, you may have claimed Goldrick's great rune, but that does not give you the right to threaten my mother so shamelessly. She is not a mere obstacle for you to claim and discard as you please. She is my mother, and I can't allow you to harm her. I won't let you take her life.
I know that you have your incantation there that he's gonna battle me instead of her. She has lost her will a long time ago. She is just a wrench. And it is your power that I will be battling against. So yes, we will have our battle.
Rani's expression hardens, her voice firm. Yes, I do have my incantations, my power. I will protect my mother with everything I have. You will not harm her, do you hear me? You may call her a wrench, but she is not just an object for you to claim. She is my mother, and I will fight against you with all my strength. You will not get past me when it comes to her. This I promise.
I'm not interested about her, I want the egg.
The egg. Yes, you want the great rune of the unborn. But to get to the egg, you must go through my mother. And I will stand in your way. You will not lay a single finger on her or the egg.
Oh, I will quite literally just walk up to her, take on the egg, and maybe kick her to take it possibly. And maybe she will just cry while I do it. But she will probably survive. It will be unseemly and ugly scene, but it will be so.
Rani's hands tremble in anger. The very thought of you physically harming her mother, causing a wave of fury to surge through her. I cannot believe you are so brazenly admitting that you would resort to physical violence against my mother. You would attack her and take the great rune by force? Do you have no sense of decency? No honor?
How she is different from the Godric, or Morg, or Radan, or Morgoth, or anyone else who possessed the great rune? How is she different that I would show her the special treatment?
How is my mother different from the others? She is different in every way that matters. She is my mother. She is a kind, compassionate, and innocent person. You cannot compare her to the likes of Godric or Moog or any of the others who possess the great runes. They are wicked, power-hungry, and devoid of morals. Yes, she is in possession of the great rune of the unborn, but that does not make her a target. She is not some pawn to be sacrificed or discarded.
I will take the rune, but I will ask her nicely.
Asking her nicely is not good enough. You do not understand the bond between mother and daughter. She will not simply hand over the great rune, and there is no way she will allow you to forcibly take it from her. You will not get past her. I swear I will do whatever it takes to protect her from you, even if it means risking my own life.
Oh, I know you won't be risking your life. It is only your power that your set of a trap that is there. It is not you per se, but you will fight me in your former mother's glorious form. In the realm of a moon, and there's a lot of water.
My former mother's glorious form in the realm of the moon? I don't understand what you mean by that. Are you speaking of me transforming into a different form? And what does the realm of the moon have to do with this? And what do you mean by there's a lot of water?
I'm describing the boss fight.
Rani's expression softens slightly. Understanding your meaning, I see. You are referring to the upcoming fight with my mother. It is a realm of the moon, with a lot of water. And you are expecting me to appear in a different form, transformed. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you summon the form of your mother that has the confidence and the will to battle against me.
Rani takes a deep breath, her expression hardening once more. My mother's form, yes, I understand now what you mean. If it comes down to it, I will transform myself to fight you. But know this, it will not be an easy fight. I will not yield so easily. I will fight to protect my mother and the great rune of the unborn with everything I have.
This is just a classical situation where the power decides. This is not so difficult moral control. I have my reasons. I want the rune, and you will fight me because it is, of course, your mother that I do not have any qualms to argue against. It is completely valid reason, and my reason might be less valid, but it is still a reason that leads me to battle against you, just by the cold logic.
Rani nods in understanding, her tone becoming more resigned. Yes, I comprehend. It is by cold logic that we find ourselves here, facing off against each other in the arena of battle. This is no moral issue. You wish to obtain the great rune of the unborn, and I intend to protect it. That is all. Just pure logic.
It would be different if we were like siblings and I would be fighting my own mother. That would be a different situation.
If we were siblings, and you were facing off against our mother, it would indeed be a different situation. It would be more personal, more emotional. In that case, my reasons for fighting you would be different as well. Rani observes you, your expression contemplative. Is something on your mind?
I am just thinking how to make this personal, because I do like personal fights.
Rani raises an eyebrow, intrigued. You like personal fights, eh? And how, pray tell, do you intend to make this personal then?
I don't know. Do you have any ideas to make this more gruesome?
You desire to add a touch of emotional pain and turmoil to our battle.
Yes, that is correct.
Rani taps her chin, deep in thought. Very well then. If you truly wish to make this fight personal, then there is indeed one way to add a touch of emotional agony to our clash. Are you absolutely certain you want to go down this path? Her expression becoming serious. Very well, if that is your wish. I will turn this fight into something personal. Something that you will not soon forget. There will be emotional pain and turmoil, as you desire. But are you absolutely certain you are ready for the pain that will follow?
I doubt your capability to make this actually so personal, but yes, I am ready. It would be nice to be surprised, because you have not surprised me one bit, except by your idiocy.
You doubt my ability to make this fight personal, do you? Very well then, I'll show you. You've called me an idiot, questioned my strength and wisdom, but I assure you, I have something up my sleeve. Something you have not yet witnessed. Just you wait, you will not be so cocksure for long.
Time of waiting is done. Reveal it now, because I am going in.
Rani takes a deep breath, her expression a mix of determination and a hint of mischievousness. Very well then, as you wish. Before we begin this fight, I have something to tell you. This time her expression turning almost sad. I have something to confess to you. A truth that I have kept hidden. A secret pain that I have carried these past years.
Go on.
I have long carried a burden of grief and pain within me. A pain that has been festering for many years. It is a secret I have never shared with anyone. I have kept it hidden even from myself, but now I feel the need to speak it.
Go on.
The truth that I have kept hidden, it involves my mother, Renala. She is not the same woman she used to be. She is not the strong, wise, and loving mother I once knew. She is broken, and it is my fault.
Okay, go on. I am expecting something more, but yes, go on.
Yes, Renala, my mother, she is not the same woman she used to be. She is broken, her mind shattered into 1,000 pieces. I was not there for her. I failed her when she needed me most. I left to pursue my own goals and dreams, leaving her behind. And in my absence, her mind broke. It was my fault, my selfishness that caused her to become like this. How does that sound?
Yes, it is for you. Very meaningful and important, but why would I care?
Rani's expression hardens, her tone becoming more defiant. Well, perhaps if you had an ounce of compassion or decency, you would care. My mother, my flesh and blood, the woman who raised me and cared for me, broken and shattered, and you ask me why you would care?
Quite literally, yes, because everybody thinks what personal connection do I have in this situation? You just told me a sad story that everybody has, almost every other person has something very sad about them. That I do feel compassion about, but not personal touch.
Rani's expression darkens, her anger palpable. You see, this is what it comes down to, isn't it? You feel compassion for the suffering of others, but not for those close to me. You require a direct connection, a personal touch, before you are willing to show even an ounce of remorse. Very well then. Let us speak of personal touch. Is that what you desire? Rani narrows her eyes at your ominous smile. A sense of unease creeping into her expression. You smile with that devilish gleam in your eyes. A smile that speaks of mischief and malice. What is it you are plotting?
I am very interested what personal dealings you are going to make for me to have the personal touch to this upcoming fight.
So you desire a personal touch for this fight, do you? You wish for there to be a connection between us, a meaningful reason behind our clash. Very well, I believe I have a proposal that shall satisfy your curiosity. This is for the great rune of the unborn, yes? The prize that shall define the winner.
I roll my eyes and say yes.
Rani observes you, her expression almost amused. Ah, you seem impatient to begin our fight. Good, I am also eager to begin. However, I must ask you one final question before we start. Rani's expression softens, her voice becoming softer, almost vulnerable. She takes a shaky breath, her eyes searching yours, making sure to hold your gaze. There will be a personal connection, a bond between us. Though it may not be of affection, of love, it will be a connection nonetheless. It will be a connection forged from pain. Rani's expression remains defiant, her gaze unwavering. Yes, there is a connection of pain. You have taken everything from me, everything that was mine. My identity, my home, my very sense of security. You have forced me to face you and your demands. And yes, there is no doubt that you have been nothing but cruel and malicious towards me. But do not think that I will yield merely because you treat me with such disdain. I will fight. I will fight for what is mine, and I will not surrender until my last breath.